Officially presented by IWA Outdoor Classics and our partners, Beretta, Steiner, VFG Weapon Care, and the lead-free hunting bullets by RWS.
Hey everyone, this is Mike from Project Archangel here at IWA 2024 for Low Ready Magazine, the community-based magazine for a modern European gun culture. I'm at the Spyderco booth with Mike Janich. Most of you should know him, especially if you have anything to do with knives. If not, shame on you and watch this video, because we're going to talk with Mike about the importance of training and what kind of knives you should buy if you are serious about training and using knives. All right, Mike, let's talk about why training knives are important.
I get asked a lot of times, people will say, what's the best knife for self-defense, or what's the best tactical knife? And I say the easiest way to figure out what you really want to buy is to take a look at the entire market, see everything that's out there, and then look at the very small number of knives that are actually made that have matching training versions. Those are the ones you really need to focus on, because if you're not going to actually get up, get on the mat, train actively and develop skill, then you have no business carrying any weapon for self-defense.
Yeah, same as with guns, right?
Exactly.
If you want to carry a gun, you should know how to use it.
This doesn't ward off evil spirits or anything like that. It's not going to do the job for you.
Exactly.
And the weapon is useless without skill.
Right.
So you must have the skill to power the weapon, and the only way to develop the skill is to have something that has a blunt edge, blunt point. Ideally, if it's a folder, it needs to be mechanically identical to the live blade, so that what you are able to practice is the ability to draw the knife, open the knife, make safe contact with a training partner, integrate all those aspects just as you would have to do in an actual defensive situation.
Exactly. So you, Spyderco carries well, let's say, how many different knives with trainers do you think you guys have?
Currently, we have 4 that include trainers.
Okay.
I wish there were more.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
In the case that someone wants a specific knife that doesn't have a trainer, what would you suggest then?
What I've done, and I've done this many times, I've taken live blade knives. What I'll do is I'll actually grind this down to the point to where you take off the sharpened edge and you leave as thick a steel as possible around the tip. And then what I do is I'll take aluminum tubing, I'll slit the tubing, and then I'll JB weld that on, basically kind of a steel-based epoxy, and epoxy that onto the edge to recreate that thickness, because what you need to have for a proper trainer is to have that thickness so you have the surface area for safe contact.
Right.
You can't just grind off the blade and leave it somewhat thin. It's not safe. So you need to have that proper thickness, and obviously with a folder you want to maximize that as much as possible so it'll still fold safely and not bind inside the handle.
Right, right.
But again, what you want is as much surface area of contact as possible. Also a very smooth surface, no sharp edges, so that when you're actually making contact with a training partner, you're not going to cause injury.
Yes. All right, that's a great overview. I think you said, do you have it on your website where you actually go through the process picture by picture, or where can people find that somewhere?
I've included that in, it's actually part of, it was a recent newsletter from my distance learning program.
Okay.
So I don't have it on the website per se. That's something maybe I'll consider in the future, is posting an article about the process of how to do that.
Cool.
But you have to be very diligent in that process, again, to make sure you're being safe for your training partner safety.
Absolutely. So I saw the pictures, Mike showed them to me. It's quite an elaborate technical process. It requires some work and effort, right? Worst case, what can happen, if you just grind it down, it always will have little grates that are quite sharp. So my suggestion is, if you want to go the quick and dirty approach, at least put some tape around it and periodically check that the tape doesn't get sliced through, okay? And let your training partner use the knife on you as well, just to make sure that you're paying attention to the quality of the tape, right?
Yes.
Does that sum it up?
You have to be, the tape part of it, again, that you really have to be diligent with that. You still have to make sure, the bottom line is, you have to look at it and say, okay, would I allow my training partner to use this against me, to make hard contact with me without causing injury? And if you won't allow him to do it, you shouldn't be doing it to him either. So
the best thing in closing is get a proper training knife with the correct knife with it, the right knife with it, and if you're serious about training with those kinds of knives. All right, we're going to link the Spyderco website where you can get all this good stuff down below the video. We're also going to link the magazine page, lowreadymagazine.com. It's a community-based magazine, so if you want to take part in that, there's an article on the front page how you can do that. And I either see you there or in the next video. Thanks, Mike, and have a great show.
Thank you.